Good morning, dear cadets. So, methods of preparation of carboxylic acid and some in-text exercise related with the methods of preparation that has already been completed. Even structure of carboxylic acid is also completed. Today I am going to teach you the physical properties of carboxylic acid. So, under physical properties, how many things are included? Physical states, solubility, boiling point, density, melting point. These are the things which are included in the physical properties. So, first we'll begin with the physical state. First three members, C1 to C3, first three members are colorless liquid having pungent smell. Okay, I am talking of aliphatic carboxylic acid here. Okay, now next six member means C4 to C9, they are highly liquid. They are highly liquid. Okay, higher members are colorless waxy solid. Higher members, as the number of carbon content increases, now solid nature also increases. Okay. Now there is one representative member of aromatic carboxylic acid, that is benzoic acid. Benzoic acid is colorless solid. Means if you will get question from aromatic carboxylic acid, all will be intended towards the benzoic acid only, because this is given as a representative member of aromatic carboxylic acid. So we should study this one also. So benzoic acid is a colorless solid. Colorless solid. Okay, so this is all about the physical state. Next one is the solubility. Okay, so we will discuss the solubility in water. Okay, so lower member, again I am telling you, here I am discussing here aliphatic carboxylic acid. So lower members, bracket you can write here, aliphatic carboxylic acid. Aliphatic carboxylic acids are soluble in water due to the formation of hydrogen bond with the water. So just see, this is water, OHH. Okay, now just see, one molecules of water can make three hydrogen bond, means can make hydrogen bond with the three molecules of carboxylic acid. Two with the help of hydrogen. Just see, this is carboxylic acid, RCOOH. This is also RCOOH. This is also RCOOH. So one molecules of water making three hydrogen bond with the three molecules of carboxylic acid, aliphatic carboxylic acid. Okay, just see, HH. Okay, this is hydrogen bond, HB. This is also HB. This is also HB hydrogen bond. So two with the help of hydrogen of water and one with the help of oxygen of water. Okay, so this is three hydrogen bond. Okay, so that is why lower members, they are highly soluble in water. As the size of alkyl group increases, in the carboxylic acid, the solubility in water decreases. So why do solubility decreases with the increase in size of alkyl group? Because of two reasons. Number one reason, as the size of alkyl group increases, as you know, it is a bulky group. What is there? Bulky group. And it is hydrophobic in nature. What is this one? Hydrophobic in nature. So due to bigger size and hydrophobic nature, it creates hindrance in the formation of hydrogen bond. That is why higher members are less soluble in water. Second reason, as the size of alkyl group increases, the polarity of CO group decreases. This is CO group. Okay, CO group. And now this group is playing very important role in the formation of hydrogen bond with the water. If this group is polar, then only it will form hydrogen bond with the water. So as the size of alkyl group increases, polarity decreases, because R group push the electron towards this side, this carbon side, and decrease the polarity. Okay, so due to two reasons, higher members are not soluble in water properly. Number one, due to bigger size of alkyl group and its hydrophobic nature. Second one is due to increase in size of alkyl group, now polarity of CO group decreases due to plus I effect. So that thing is written here. Solubility of higher members decreases in the water due to increasing size of hydrophobic R group, which creates problem in hydrogen bond formation. With increase in size of R group, polarity decreases. So these things I wrote here. Okay. Now there are some other information. Aromatic carboxylic acids are almost insoluble in water, but they are soluble in organic solvent. They are soluble in organic solvent. Less polar organic solvent like ether, okay, benzene, they are soluble. Okay. Benzoic acid is the representative member. It is insoluble in cold water, but comparatively more soluble in hot water. Okay. So benzoic acid is insoluble in cold water but soluble in hot water. Okay. Both aliphatic and aromatic carboxylic acids soluble in less polar organic solvent. Both aliphatic and aromatic carboxylic acids soluble in less polar organic solvent like ether and benzene. So this is all about the physical state, solubility. Now two more physical properties are there, that is boiling point and melting point. Okay, so now just see the boiling point. Okay, so we are in the physical property of carboxylic acid. So boiling points, just see, carboxylic acids have higher boiling point due to formation of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay, so carboxylic acids, they have got higher boiling point because they form intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Due to presence of strong hydrogen bonding, they are found as a dimer even in the vapor state or in aprotic solvent. Aprotic solvent means the solvent which does not contain proton. They are called aprotic solvent. Just see, HCl is a protic solvent because it has got the H, but benzene C6H6, that is aprotic solvent, because now you will say, sir, still H is there, but those H, they are bonded with the ring, so they can't come out. Okay, so they are aprotic solvent, correct? Now try to understand. We'll tell you the meaning of dimer. Dimer means association of two molecules through hydrogen bond. So we'll explain you how the carboxylic acid is forming the dimer. Just see, there is a one important issue here. Now alcohol also has got the hydrogen bonding, carboxylic acid also have got the hydrogen bonding. Nevertheless, the boiling point of carboxylic acid is higher than that of alcohol. Why? The boiling point of carboxylic acid is higher than that of alcohol because of two reasons. Number one thing is, just see, suppose I am writing carboxylic acid. So RC double bond O and OH is there. What about alcohol? RCH2OH, correct? This is alcohol. Now try to understand, for the formation of hydrogen bond, OH group should be polar. OH group should be polar. That is the first and foremost condition for the formation of hydrogen bond. So OH group is there in the carboxylic acid also, OH group is there in the alcohol also. But OH group of carboxylic acid is more polar. Why it is more polar? Due to the presence of CO group. Now CO group, what it will do? This electron will be shifted toward the oxygen. Then what would be there? Automatically this electron, the electron which is present between O and H, it would be shifted towards this carbonyl carbon. So what would be there? This would be slightly positive and this oxygen would be slightly negative. How it has possible? It has possible, or it was possible, because of the electron withdrawing nature of carbonyl group. Same facility is not available, same thing is not available in the alcohol, because here what is there? OH is bonded with carbon and carbon in turn bonded with hydrogen, and hydrogen is not that much electronegative as oxygen is. That is why these electron which is present between O and H will not be shifted toward the oxygen. So when they will not be shifted toward the oxygen, then OH will not receive the slightly positive charge. It will receive, but as compare, this is comparative study, as compared to OH of carboxylic acid, this will not receive positive charge, means positive charge will be there because of more electronegative nature of oxygen in alcohol, but as compared to this OH group, polarity of this OH group is less. So greater the polarity, greater will be the ease of formation of hydrogen bond. This is the reason, that is why hydrogen bond in carboxylic acid is stronger than hydrogen bond of alcohol. This is the first reason. Second reason is, just see, in carboxylic acid C double bond O is also there and OH group is also there, but in alcohol only OH is there. Okay, so at a time carboxylic acid can form two hydrogen bond. Just see, it is visible. Just see, this is C double bond O, this is OH. So OH of one molecules will form the hydrogen bond of C double bond O of another carboxylic acid molecules. Similarly, C double bond O group of one molecules will form the hydrogen bond of OH group of another carboxylic acid. Means at a time two hydrogen bonding is possible in carboxylic acid, but in case of alcohol it is not possible. Now you can raise the question, sir, in alcohol also what is there? It can be formed with the help of O and that can be formed with the help of H. Means one hydrogen bonding can be possible with the help of oxygen, other can be possible with the help of H. But see, for the formation of this one, polarity should be more, and OH of alcohol is not that much polar. That is why two hydrogen bonds simultaneously is not possible in alcohol. Same is possible here because OH group is most polar. Okay, are very much polar as compared to alcohol. So here two hydrogen bonding is possible, and because of the formation of two hydrogen bonding, this is found in cyclic dimer. This is cyclic dimer. What is this one? Cyclic dimer. Okay, di means two, mer means for. Okay, and just see that cyclic dimer is so strong, even that cannot be broken in the vapor state also. And their evidence is also there. Just see, suppose acetic acid you have got. This is acetic acid, okay, CH3COOH, correct? And now you might have studied in solution chapter, okay. Now what is this one? This is benzoic acid, C6H5COOH, correct or not? So what should be their molecular formula? Just check this one. 2 carbon means 24, 4 hydrogen means 4, plus 2 oxygen means 32. So total what should be there here? 60. What should be there? 60 should be there. Correct or not? Okay. But try to understand, in vapor phase its molecular mass has been found double of this one, 122. So what is the meaning of this one? This is dimer form. Its means its molecular formula should have been 60, but its molecular formula in vapor phase found 120. What is the meaning of this one? It means two molecules of acetic acid is associated even in the vapor phase. That is why its molecular mass is coming 120. Okay, and this is the evidence in favor of dimer formation. Okay, same is the case with benzoic acid. In solution chapter you might have abnormal molecular mass you have studied or not. So why abnormal molecular mass is there? Due to association of molecules. Due to association of molecules, because they form the and association of molecules is there because of hydrogen bonding. Now same is the case with this one, benzoic acid. Just see, somewhere I can make benzoic acid is also forming the dimer. Just see how it is forming dimer like that. Just see, C6H5 C double bond OH. Now C6H5, here what is there? O and H, dotted line. This is negative, this is positive. Here double bond, this is positive, this is negative. So just see, two molecules of benzoic acid is associated together or not because of hydrogen bonding. So they are also found in the dimer form. Dimer form. And now evidence also, just see, one molecules of benzoic acid means, just see, C6H5COOH. Okay, so how many carbon atom is there? 7. So 84, okay, plus 6 hydrogen, plus 6 hydrogen, yes, and 32 oxygen. Now add this one, 84, 32, 6. So what is there? 12, 1, then 126, 120, not 126, just a minute, 6, 12, 1, yes, 122. 122 is the molecular mass of 1 molecules of benzoic acid. But just see, in vapor phase, its molecular mass is coming 122 into 2, means what is there? 244. Why? Because 2 molecules are associated, dimer. So this is the evidence of dimer formation. Okay. Now try to understand. Among the monocarboxylic acid means which is having one COOH group, boiling point increases with the increase of molecular mass. With the increase of molecular mass, or you can say here, as the size of alkyl group increases, as the size of alkyl group increases. As the size of alkyl group increases, what is there? Molecular mass also increases. Just see, this is formic acid, this is acetic acid, this is propanoic acid. Okay, just see here, no alkyl group, its boiling point is 373 Kelvin. This is one having one alkyl group, 391. Now bigger than CH3, C2H5 group has come, so its boiling point is 424 Kelvin. What is the meaning of this one? As the size of alkyl group increases, means molecular mass increases, boiling point increases. Okay, now just see, if you compare the molecular means boiling point of carboxylic acid, alcohol, ketone and aldehyde. So this is the order. This is ethanoic acid. What is the boiling point? 390 Kelvin. This is alcohol, 370 Kelvin. This is acetone, 329, and this is acetaldehyde, 322 Kelvin, and this is butane, CH3CH2. Last one is butane, 309 Kelvin. Okay, remember, as compared to aldehyde, ketone have got higher boiling point. Why? Due to presence of 2 alkyl group, bigger alkyl group, then van der Waals force of attraction would be more. Remember this one. This is important point, and at the time of teaching of aldehydes and ketone, I have explained you. So what is the meaning of this one, this order? So the order of boiling point is, first one is carboxylic acid, second one is alcohol, third one is ketone, fourth one is aldehyde, then alkane. Before alkane, who will come? Before alkane, alkyl halide will come, then ether will also come, then alkane. The last one is alkane. Alkane is non-polar. So this is all about the boiling point. Each and everything is important. Anything can be asked. Okay, and by observing the pre-board question paper, I think you are agree with me. That is why each and everything should be noted down. Each and everything should be revised time and again, because number of MCQs has increased. Now anything can be asked. Okay, and only thorough teaching can help you. So thorough teaching, that is my baby. Thorough study, that is your baby. So I am trying, I am hoping that you will control your baby properly. Okay, so now chemical properties of carboxylic acid. Okay, so under chemical property, just see, basically we'll deal with the aliphatic carboxylic acid, but some examples of aromatic carboxylic acid is also given, and as a representative member of aromatic carboxylic acid, benzoic acid has been given. So some of the reaction can be included. So the chemical property of carboxylic acid can be divided into following category. Just see, 1, 2, 3, 4 category. Just see here. Now suppose this is carboxylic acid, R, C double bond O and H. Okay, so reaction due to H atom of COOH group, H atom, this is only H atom. We can say like that also. Reaction due to the cleavage of OH bond. So when OH bond is cleaved, then H will come out, and this character is known as acidic character. Removal of H positive in aqueous solution, that is acidic character. Second chemical property is reaction due to OH group of COOH group, or reaction due to the cleavage of this bond, COH bond. Correct or not? Means this time bond will be cleaved from here. Okay. Now third one is reaction involving entire COOH group. So this time bond will be broken between R and C, means between C and C. Cleavage of C and COH bond here only. Correct? I hope that you are understanding. Fourth chemical property because of the presence of alkyl group. This one, alkyl group. Okay, correct. So these are the four category of carboxylic acid. These are the four category of chemical properties of carboxylic acid, and they are giving four types of reaction due to different types of cleavages in their groups. Okay. Now as far as benzoic acid is concerned, same way you can write here. Just see, this is benzoic acid. What is this one? Benzoic acid. Okay, benzoic acid. So just see, reaction due to the cleavage of this one, reaction due to the cleavage of this bond, reaction due to the cleavage of here, and a reaction due to benzene ring. Okay, reaction due to benzene ring. So here reaction due to R group or AR group. We can write AR group means benzene ring or aryl group. So these are the characters. Now just see, now first I am discussing the first one, reaction due to the H atom of COOH group, or reaction involving the cleavage of OH bond. So just see, when OH bond is cleaved, H positive will come out, and removal of H positive is acidic character. So the first chemical property is expressing or denoting or saying that carboxylic acid is acidic in nature. Okay. So just see, what is the first and foremost condition for acidic nature? That compound should react with the water and it should furnish the hydronium ion or H positive ion. Okay, then only it is acidic in nature. So just see, RCOOH, both way you can write. So here carboxylate ion is formed and hydronium ion. If you are not taking water, then you can write here aqueous and you can write second reaction. So here also what is removed? What H positive is removed. Correct or not? So what is the meaning of this one? It is acidic in nature. Now if it is acidic in nature, so it must react with the bases, as alcohol has reacted, phenol has reacted. So it should also react with the evidence in favor of acidic character of carboxylic acid. It should react with the sodium. It should react with the base like NaOH. Okay. So just see here, RCOOH plus Na. So what would be the product? Just see, RCOONA plus H2. Okay. Take here 2. So what is the name of this one? Sodium carboxylate or sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Sodium carboxylate. Sodium carboxylate or sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Both you can write. Sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Carboxylic acid. Okay. What is the next one? Next one is RCOOH. Now individually you can fill here. Suppose I took here CH3. Just see, CH3. So here also what? CH3. So what is the name of this one? Sodium ethane OH. What is the individual example? Sodium ethane OH or sodium acetate. Sodium ethane OH. Okay. Now with NaOH also. Just see, NaOH. Okay. What is this one? This is base. What is the product? RCOONA only H will come out. So H of this one and OH of this one, H2O. This is also what is this one, sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Now suppose I took here CH3. So here what would be the product? CH3COONA. This is sodium ethane OH. This is base. Now there is one difference also between carboxylic acid and phenol. Phenol is weaker acid than carboxylic acid, correct? Phenol is weaker acid than carboxylic acid. What is the evidence? Phenol was reacting with sodium metal and NaOH, and you know NaOH is a strong base. But phenol was not reacting with sodium carbonate and NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate, because they are weaker base. Okay, so see, try to understand. Since phenol was weaker acid, that is why it was reacting with the strong base. Carboxylic acid is a stronger acid, so it not only react with the strong bases, it react with the weaker bases also. Na2CO3 and NaHCO3, they are the weaker base, and it is reacting with them. Just see how. Just see here, RCOOH. One individual reaction should also be written, means CH3 should be taken. And I will see in NCERT book, they have not taken individual reaction, but one reaction should be should be there. So RCOOH, here Na2CO3. So what is the product? Just see. This is the rule of organic chemistry. If sodium carbonate or bicarbonate is reacting with anyone, one molecules will be water, other molecules will be carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide gas will evolve with effervescence. Effervescence, EFFERVESCENCE. Effervescence, that word must be there. So what would be the product here? Just see, RCOONA, one product CO2 plus H2O. Now this CO2 gas is coming out, and do you know this reaction is used to detect the presence of COOH group in any organic compound. Because this is a specialized reaction, this will be given by carboxylic acid only. It will not be given by alcohol, it will not be given by the phenol, it will not be given by the water. Okay, this reaction is only given by the carboxylic acid. Okay, have you seen in alcohol chapter that ROH has reacted with Na2CO3 or NaHCO3? No, even phenol has not reacted, even though phenol is a stronger acid than alcohol. Never, it has not reacted. So this is the product. Now CO2 will evolve with effervescence. Similarly, you can take here RCOOH. This is sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Now take here sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3. So what is the product here? RCOONA plus what is here? CO2 plus what is here? H2O. RCOONA CO2 plus H2O. Same reaction. So sodium salt of carboxylic acid you have got or not? Sodium salt of carboxylic acid. Okay. So now try to understand. Take one individual reaction in place of R. Take CH3. So sodium ethane OH. Okay. Product will be there. So please write down here. This reaction is used to, just see, this reaction is used to detect the presence of COOH group, C double bond OH group. Or you can write this is used to distinguish the pairs, because this will be given by the compound which contains COOH group. Okay. Now question arises here, why carboxylic acid is acidic in nature? Okay, why carboxylic acid is acidic in nature? That is the question. We'll explain that one also. Okay, so now just see here question. Why do carboxylic acids exhibit the property of acidity. Acidity means why do they are acidic in nature? Okay, so just see what is this one. This is carboxylic acid. What is this one? Carboxylic acid. And what is this one? Take its aqueous solution. What is this one? This is carboxylate ion. Okay, now try to understand. Here also resonance stabilization is there. So what are the resonating structure of RCOOH? Simple. This is RCOOH. Okay. Now shift this electron towards this one, oxygen. Very simple. First you make the electron dot structure and bonding. If these electrons are shifted toward this oxygen, why it is shifted? Because oxygen is more electronegative than carbon. So just see. Now this carbon is electron deficient now, but a lone pair electron of oxygen, second oxygen, they will come towards this side. So here what would be there? Double bond would be there. Since one pair of electron this oxygen has given, so the positive charge, and earlier this oxygen has got the negative charge. So this is there, means what is there? This carbon will not receive the positive charge. Actually, if this OH group would not have been, it could have got, this carbon could have got the positive charge. Now positive charge means electron deficient. So electron deficiency of this carbon atom is decreased by the lone pair electron of this one. But just see, compare these resonating structure. This is the first resonating structure, this is the second resonating structure. Just see, both structures are unequal. Why? Just see. In structure number first, charge separation is not there. No one has received positive, no one has received the negative charge. Here what is there? This has received the positive charge and this oxygen has received the negative charge. Correct? Correct or not? This oxygen positive because it has given their electron towards this carbon atom. This is negative because it has taken away these electron towards itself. Okay? So unequal structure is there or not? So the first point is contributing structure, means resonating structures are not similar, hence different stability. Hence their stability is different. Contributing structure are not similar, hence different stability they have got. First one. Second one is resonating structure involves charge separation. So just see, resonating structure, just see, especially in the second structure, resonating structure second, please write here second. Resonating structure second involves the charge separation. Oxygen is positive charge, this oxygen is a negative charge. So just see, both structures are not similar, they are not equal, they are not equivalent structure. Okay, here without charge, here positive and negative charge. So just see, unequal structure contribute, means their stability is less. So contributing structures are not similar, hence they have got the different stability. Okay, both structures have got different stability. Second problem is also there, charge separation is there in the structure number second. So since charge separation is there, positive and negative, so energy is involved. For separating the charge, positive and negative, energy is involved. So what is there? When in any resonating structure energy is involved, then what would be there? They would be more energetic, hence less stable. More energy, less stability. Means more energy, less stability. Less energy, more stability. So just see, now both structures are unequal. Here charge separation is there. Suppose this is my hand. Okay, it is like that right now. Now suppose you have come and you are unfolding my hand. Then you have to supply energy in between my hand. You should put your hand. Then they will go apart from each other. So your energy is involved now. Then only my hand is going away from each other. So same thing is here also. For the creation of positive and negative charge, energy is involved. Since energy is involved, that is why they become more energetic. More energetic means less stable. Now compare the resonating structure of carboxylate ion. This is carboxylate ion. Okay. Now same thing is here also. Just shift this electron here. So these electron will come here. But just see here, you will get this resonating structure. Make this one resonating structure 3rd and this one 4th. You can make first also, because they are the different resonating structure. They are the resonating structure of carboxylic acid. They are the resonating structure of carboxylate ion. So now what you have to do here? Now these electron will be, earlier what was there? This oxygen was negative charge. Okay, this oxygen has any charge. Okay, now here what would be there? Now when these electrons are shifted toward this side and they are shifted toward this side, so this oxygen will attain the negative charge, but no one has got here positive charge. Charge separation is not there. So if you compare the structure number 1st and 2nd, what would be there? Almost both structures are similar. So contributing structures or resonating structures are similar here. One thing. Second one thing, charge separation is not there. Since charge separation is not there, hence what would be there? Energy is not involved. It means they are more stable. So in nutshell what we can say, in conclusion what we can say, as compared to what is there here, right? The conclusion as compared to carboxylic acid, carboxylate ion is more resonance stabilized. Hence equilibrium will be shifted in forward direction. Means, just see here, this is equilibrium or not? Now it is proved now that they are more stable. Their resonating structure, this carboxylate ion is more resonance stabilized. So this equilibrium will be shifted in this side, and now they don't want to be in this form, they want to be in this form only. So equilibrium will be shifted in this direction, means they are stabilized and they don't want H positive, they will furnish. Here what is, do you understand the meaning of this one or not? RCOOH, here H is there, but without H, RCOO has got the more stability than that of this one. So it doesn't require H positive. Means it has to furnish the H positive, and removal of H positive is acidic in nature. Correct? This is the reason, and it is proved by seeing the resonating structure of carboxylate ion. One more proof is there. This is resonance hybrid. What is this one? Resonance hybrid. There was one compound, sodium formate or sodium methane OAT. Now its structure is like that, SC double bond O and A. So just see, between carbon oxygen double bond, its bond length should have been 123 picometer, and carbon oxygen single bond length should have been 136 picometer. Okay, it should have been, but X-ray studies proved that the bond length of both carbon oxygen bond is 127 picometer, which is less than carbon oxygen single bond, but more than carbon oxygen double bond. Means in between carbon oxygen single and double bond, and that is proved that resonance is found, and that is why here resonance is found. Okay, this is the evidence in favor of resonating structure of carboxylate ion or carboxylic acid also. Okay, so carboxylate ion is more stable than carboxylic acid due to equal resonating structure and no involvement of charge separation, or due to not charge separation. Carboxylate resonating structures are more stable due to equal contributing structure, one thing. Second one is due to no separation of charge, as compared to resonating structure of carboxylic acid. Hence carboxylate ion is more resonance stabilized, hence they are acidic. Now this equilibrium will be shifted, this will be like that, but this will be like that, forward direction, and they are acidic. They want to remove the H positive. Now over this one, okay. Now expressing the acidic strength. Okay, now expressing the acidic strength. So just see, the acidic strength is expressed with the help of Ka and pKa. Just see, this is carboxylic acid and water. So this is carboxylate ion plus hydronium ion. You know this structure, there is no problem at all. Now since this reaction is equilibrium, so we can express this one in terms of equilibrium constant. So RCOO, this one, and hydronium ion. So now what would be there? Equilibrium constant means the ratio of product of molar concentration of product and product of molar concentration of reactant. So we can write this equation like that. Last year you have studied. Once again I am telling you, equilibrium constant is equal to the ratio between product of molar concentration of product divided by product of molar concentration of reactant. This is there. Now throughout the reaction, the molar concentration of water remains constant. So this should be multiplied with this one, KEQ into H2O. So that is equal to RCOO, hydronium ion, divided by RCOOH. Okay. So KAQ into molar concentration of H2 equal to what is there? This is dissociation constant for acid. Ka equal to what is there? Ka is equal to product of molar concentration of water and equilibrium constant K. So that is equal to that much. Okay. So now K is what we can say, K is directly proportional to product of molar concentration of carboxylate ion and hydronium ion, but it is inversely proportional to carboxylic acid. Means if carboxylic acid is more, then Ka will be less. But if the molar concentration of carboxylic acid is more, it means Ka will be dissociation constant for acid. What is K? Dissociation constant for the acid. This will be less. If molar concentration of carboxylate ion and hydronium ion is more, so dissociation constant for the acid will be more. Okay. So the Ka is method of expressing the acidic strength of an acid. It may be mineral acid, it may be organic acid, it may be inorganic. Mineral acids are only known as inorganic acid. HCl, HNO3, H2SO4, these are mineral acids because they are derived from rocks and minerals. Organic acids, they are derived from plants and animals. So carboxylic acids, phenol, there are so many category of organic acids. They are derived from plants and animals. So just see here, what is there? Dissociation constant for the acid. If Ka value is greater, means larger the value of Ka, stronger will be the acid. If smaller the value of Ka, weaker will be the acid. Already I have taught this one in case of alcohol, phenol and ether. Okay. There is one more way to express the acidic strength, that is pKa. So what is the relation between Ka and pKa? pKa equal to minus log Ka. So just see, if Ka value is greater, acid will be strong. But if pKa value is greater, acid will be weak. Similarly here what is there? If Ka value is less, acid will be weak. But if pKa value is less, acid will be strong. Means what we can say, Ka and pKa is just reverse to each other. Now here I have written the conclusion, and here pKa meaning also, smaller the value of pKa, stronger will be the acid, greater the value of pKa, weaker will be the acid. That you know this one. Now here summary is there. For a strong acid, pKa value should be less than 1. Correct? For moderately strong acid, pKa value should be 1 to 5, and for weak acid, pKa value should be between 5 to 15, and very weak acid, pKa value should be greater than 15. Okay, for very weak acid, pKa value should be greater than 15. Okay, now here I wrote some examples. HCl, that is mineral acid. This is trifluoroacetic acid. This is benzoic acid. This is acetic acid. And here I wrote the pKa value. pKa value for HCl is -7. For trifluoroacetic acid 0.23. For benzoic acid 4.19, and for acetic acid 4.76. This is the pKa value. So by seeing this one, what generalization we can draw? That mineral acids are stronger acid than carboxylic acid, because HCl is the mineral acid and the rest all are carboxylic acid. So it is -7 and rest all are positive. Okay, of course trifluoroacetic acid will come under the strong acid only, but HCl that is very strong acid. Okay, so now just see, this is 0.23, this is 4.19, 4.76, means even benzoic acid is a stronger acid than aliphatic carboxylic acid, that is acetic acid. Trifluorocarboxylic acid is, if this is not there, so among them which one is the strong acid? Trifluoroethanoic acid or trifluoroacetic acid, because this is 0.23. So this is very strong, this is very strong, and these two are moderate, and out of this one benzoic acid is stronger one. Okay, now effect of why this order is there, that also will be explained when I will teach you effect of substituents on acidic nature of carboxylic acid. That time will explain each and everything. Okay, so that's all for today. Now I think we have reached to the threshold limit, and I am going to wind up now, hoping that you will do the hard work to complete all these things. Thank you.